Welcome to the Brac drinks. Cheers. Oh, I hope you've got a beverage. It's all a bit quiet. It might be a bit early yet. I hope I'm on time. I've had such a busy week. What sort of a week have you had? Gonna get another drink. Cheers. And if you're watching, I hope you've got a drink. Just looking at the time, make sure I've got it right. Yeah, it seems to be right. That's all right. It's Saturday night. Everyone's probably out and enjoying themselves, and I can't blame them. If I didn't have such a busy schedule, I'll be out having a good time too. So, that being said, how has your week been? Now, if you're watching this on replay, press the hashtag replay and say hi, and I'll see it through the week. It's been a busy week. I have just been so inundated with everything. My computer broke down, and although I am using it again, I've got it back. But there's a story to it, and I'll get there. But yeah, how have you been? How have you been with your manifesting? It's been a long week. How have you been with your manifesting? That's what I have a little chat about, because I think this week has really proved something to me, and it also makes me feel I'm getting closer. So yeah, write down in the comments if you've manifested anything this week, if you're hoping to, if nothing happened or something has, and say hi if you like. You don't have to. So I'll tell you my week. Some of you may have watched last week's, and my computer broke down, and I didn't actually fizzle the hard drive. I don't know what's right. They just said the hard drive is dead. So I've just lost my information, and you should back up. And that is the strangest thing, because for the last few weeks, I have been feeling that something like that inner voice, that intuition, maybe your subconscious, it's been telling you to back up the computer. It's been a while, back up the computer. And I thought, yeah, I'll do it. But basically everything is so full, and so it's really hard for me to back things up, and I have to get a new external hard drive, because that's where I back things up. I've got too much data to use the cloud and stuff unless I start paying for it, and so it's cheaper to actually get a external hard drive and plug it in. So I've just been stalling, and I've just been so busy trying to get one thing together and work things together. So that's where I am. And then the computer went. I turned it off. It was slowing down because it's very full, so it was slowing down. So I turned it off and turned it back on. And it took a while. So I turned it off, and then I turned it on, and then I got this error message saying it's not starting for whatever reason. And now I wish I took a screenshot or something. But I turned it on. It was doing some funny noises, which could be a good sign, because at least you know it's operating. And I had the error message. And so I went through the error messages, and then it said disk not installed. So obviously there was a disconnection somewhere. So that was the end of that. So I had to take it to the repair shop. Excuse me. I had to take it to the repair shop, and they couldn't fix the hard drive. Well, the hard drive they couldn't fix. And basically they couldn't take the data off the hard drive. So I've lost about a year's worth, because I've just been too busy. And basically I've lost 2 years worth, because I've noticed with my backup from last year, excuse me, sorry about that. I've noticed from last year to 2 years ago, the backup didn't actually back up properly. So only backed up half the stuff. So I'm a bit in a pickle, but apparently I do have the hard drive here. This is it. If you can see it. Yeah. Oh, it's upside down. There we go. It stays in your. It's the glare. There, that's a bit better. It stays in your computer, so to speak, and spins around apparently, and that's how you get all the information off and interact with the hard disk. Well, it's not spinning, but just by fate, someone I was having just speaking to gave me some advice. So I've yet to implement that action. So I'll see what I can do and see if I can get the data off. And I'll be very, very, very grateful. So maybe it's the coming of the universe with all that. But there is more. There is more. Kelly has replied, "Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. I'm working, so can't stay, but we'll try to pop in and out. Sorry about your computer, Tom." That's all right. Thanks, Kelly. That's all right. I don't think I'll be here long either. So you're working as well. Hey, everyone's working. What are you working? It's Saturday night. You should be out partying. Saturday night. Bring back the parties. That's what I say. So thanks for popping by, Kelly. But what I wanted to speak about is manifesting. How specific are you with manifesting? Because I've had a few incidences where I have been very specific and I've got those things, and I have not been very specific with other things, and then they're very wide and open when they do manifest. So that is really, really, really strange. And as I was saying, the last few weeks, I've been feeling like back up the computer, back up the computer. You haven't got backed up the computer. And I was also thinking, because as I said, it's fallen, slowing down, I was thinking, oh my gosh, I really need a new computer, brand new computer. I can edit on it. I've got space. I can just basically start all over again. There you go. I just said that again. Start all over again. So I really would like a new computer. Now, everything happens when I'm live and filming. Which would be really interesting to see what happens when my flatmate's back. We had this incident last week. If you're watching last week, you know what I'm talking about. Getting back to the story, be specific with what you put out, because as I said, I've been saying I really need a new computer, and I think the universe has brought me the equivalent of a new computer. You see, well, I should have gone online and had a look around and look at the different computers, at the memory, the speed, how much I can do on it. Like gaming computers is really what I need, because I do the editing, and with editing and gaming, they use the same amount of power and energy. And so things are happening in the background. That's all. I'm just distracted. I'm sorry. So you have to be specific. And I was thinking that I should have asked for something like that, because my computer died. I've taken it to the repair shop, paid for it to get fixed as much as it can. The repairman had to put a new hard disk, because this one's not spinning anymore, put a new one in, and I've got my computer back, which I'm filming on this, and there's nothing on it. It's almost like I've got a brand new computer. No, nothing on it. No information, just the software, like the basics, like your office stuff and things like that. And I'm thinking, wow, that's me starting new, and I've got no information. So I am starting new. However, I do need the information. Some of the stuff on this, some of it is would be very handy, and the stuff I've realized I really would like to have, which is on this. So I'm putting it out there, and I think I might get the data back. I think I will. Stay tuned. Yes. And so this is what I mean. Be specific with what you put out there. But then again, if you want to be a bit vague and let it be like a lucky dip and see what the universe serves up for you. because yeah, the universe works in strange ways, and this is what I mean about there are so many different techniques out there, and I've put out a little book on that, on the different techniques of manifesting, and people swear by each one that they seem to work. And so, but I seem to, I do use a bit of them sometimes in various stages of my life, like affirmations, repetition, writing down affirmations. But a lot of the time, you just have to think it, and it happens. And I think the trick is to be in the right state when you think it, and that's when it happens. That's what I think. Because I've got a new computer, so to speak. It's sort of like mine. It's sort of like the same body, but it's completely brand new. Got a new hard drive, and so everything's new in it. No memories, of course. It's a brand new computer. So that's what I'm saying. Just be, in a way, if you want something, be specific and be in a good, calm state of mind. And that's probably when it happens. And because of all the mishaps and everything, I have been so busy. But I have put out a couple of videos. When you're focused, you can still get it out there, because I wanted to get 2 more videos before the end of August. And I'd filmed one of the videos. Everything was edited. Took me ages. Got it there. Rendered it onto the computer. I was going to zap it up to YouTube and upload it to YouTube. And that's when the problems happen. And at this stage, I've lost all of that filming. So I was quite in despair. And then I thought, there are other ways around it. And so the phone, well, I had the phone anyway, and that's where I do a lot of my filming, on the phone. So I just filmed it as like this in the interview room. This is my interview room, my live room, not from the shop. So I filmed it, and if you go to the website, you'll be able to see it, to watch it. And that is on subconscious programming, which is all pretty coincidental. And I also managed to slip in another video as well. Hello, Popcorn Percy. How are you? I want to be more consistent with writing down affirmations. A lady I know showed me a format of writing them down that helps. Very good. Yes, do that. Actually, I did try. This is going back years ago. I was writing down a lot of affirmations. And the thing is, when you keep doing it, and you do a lot of other stuff as well, you really don't know what actually worked, whether it was the writing down, whether it was being in the right vibration, or what you had. It was very bit hard to tell what's the system work. But I remember I was writing down a lot of affirmations, and I think they just blend into a blur, and I think that's a good thing, because I think your subconscious just takes it for granted and then starts delivering these things. Because when I was writing down, I had so many things happening. But it was very subtle the way they happened, so you didn't really think, oh, I got my affirmation, because it happened so subtly. It was like you'd wake up one morning and think, oh my God, I am getting on a plane and I'm going overseas. It happened. And I find it's that sort of thing. So I'm glad. Is there any particular method for writing down affirmations? But there is so many. I've got that book, and there are people that has so many different ways of writing down affirmations. It's crazy. And that's why I think, and there's other people that do say that it's not so much the affirmation, it's the way you do it and the intention behind it. And that's when you get there. And I find my manifestations works really when I'm in a good vibrational state. If I'm in a bad vibrational state, it just doesn't work. And sometimes you might, well, if you're in a bad vibrational state, your mood is bad, you're down, and then you start hating yourself, and then you start actually attracting the bad stuff to you. So you got to be careful of that as well. What are you drinking, Percy? I've just got it's my normal wine glass, but I didn't really feel like wine, so I've just got lemonade. Someone left some lemonade behind, so I'm drinking it. Oh, we usually have quite a few more people here, like the doctor and the others. The doctor's probably zooming around the galaxy. And is it the full moon? I think we've got a full moon due. Maybe that's why things are all going a bit crazy. I'm just being a bit worn out, but I'll get by because I am a trooper. So that's basically it, really. I just wanted to talk about this manifesting and being specific, and want to know your opinions, whether are you specific in what you ask for, or you just like to get a lucky dip from the universe. We've got She-Wolf here. Hello, She-Wolf. Welcome. I'm about to go. It's been it's a bit of a late start, and I think I've said everything. Popcorn Policy says she said to write down 5 affirmations that you want to be true and 5 that are already true, so it helps your brain really believe it. She does it like, I am so happy and grateful now that, and such. Very good point. Yes, it's tricking the subconscious to say that yes, you've got your stuff already, and you should have this other stuff that you're putting down. Very good. I like that. I like that very, 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 very much. Oh, there's more. The doctor's arrived. Speak of the devil. Hello, doctor. Back from the galaxy, I see. Hi, She-Wolf and Doc from Peppercorn. And hello, Percy from the doctor. Where did you just land in from? Which galaxy, doctor? Oh, that's it. How is She-Wolf today? Oh, Natalie's here. Hello, evening, Natalie. Looks like this is the second session. Everyone's coming around. M31. That's very cryptic. I haven't watched Doctor Who for a while. So hello, Natalie from the Doctor. Okay. And if you seen the comments earlier, Kelly did pop in, but she has to work tonight. So she did pop in. Andromeda. Oh, wonderful. Oh, I'm feeling a little better. Thanks, Doc. Oh, want you well, She-Wolf. I'm sorry. How's Ada going? That hurricane. It is Ada? Ida? I can't remember. I've been so busy in my own world in the UK. I don't know what's going on in the States. How is Popcorn Percy says hi to Natalie. Yes, what has happened with that hurricane? I heard a lot of places got their power cut off, and the last I heard was New Orleans got their power cut off as well. So hopefully that was a temporary thing, and the power was pretty soon on in the morning. Oh, thank you, Doctor. I'm a bit ignorant. M31 is Andromeda. I haven't been there for a long while. Yeah, so what's the state like in your end of the woods? I was going to say something that was a bit like, what was that? Was it Good Morning America? That Mark Lauer that used to be on it, but it wasn't him. It was his friend his colleague that would say, "And how is it in your part of the woods?" Oh, that's right. He was doing the weather. He was the weatherman. Well, the doctor says it fizzled out after it's. Oh, that's right. That was the last I heard. New York City was flooded. I'm sure it's subsided by now. It's on an island. How was my week, Tom? You missed it, Natalie. I said it earlier. You can watch the replay, but I'll say it again. because not everybody goes to watch the replay. I know I don't have time. And that's my week. It has been so busy. And I feel like I'm going to, I had a rehearsal. That's why I can say it now. It was been really, really, really busy and quite hectic. And you got to be careful what you put out there, because as you know, my computer blew, or you may not know, my computer blew. A hard drive died. Is that the right way up? No, it's that way. I did this before as well. The hard drive died, and I had to take it to the repair shop, and he couldn't fix it. He said it was dead. So he put a new one in. So I've got a new one. And so I've got the computer. And this goes back to the topic for the night on manifesting and how specific do you want to be with manifesting. Because as I said as well, that you can put it out there and be specific, and you can be pretty close with the specifications you get. And at other times, you can also get, it'd be like a lucky dip from the universe. If you say, I want a car, and you're not specific with what sort of car you get, you could get an old bomb, or you could get a Maserati. So sometimes you have to be specific. And I have been saying, I need a new computer. I really need a computer with a lot of space, because it's slowing down. It is full. The memory is full. I just need a new computer that will be fast, be clear, and I can edit. It won't slow the editing process down, because the editing is really slow as I go along. And yeah, something and this is what I'm saying. I should have something like a gaming computer where it's fast and I can get, so it'd be good for editing. But in a way, my current computer is good for editing. So I suppose I could do gaming if I had space. But anyway, that's what I've been saying. Not necessarily, well, yeah, putting it out there indirectly, because I've been saying, oh, I want a computer to be good. And so my computer broke. So in a way, it's the universe saying, well, this is what you want. You have to go and do something about it. And so since it broke, I took it to the repair shop. The man said, the disc ain't working anymore. And so how am I allowed to touch all that bit? It's not working anymore. So he put a new hard disk in, which is completely new. No memory, no, as in nothing on it. And so I've got it home and I'm using it because I'm filming on this, and it's like a new computer, 1 gigabyte of space, and it's a reasonable speed. And I haven't downloaded the editing software on it yet or anything like that. But voila, I have my new computer in an old shell, but it's brand new. So, and I'm putting it out there that I will be able to get the information off this, because just by chance I was speaking to someone who said, oh, why don't you try this and that? And so I'm getting into this and that, and I will be implementing it soon and see if I can get the memory data of that. So wish me luck. So that's what my week has been, and I've just been busy working my other projects, which I can't devote to this. So my videos, but I did, as I was saying before everybody arrived, I did put out my 2 episodes before the end of August, which is what I said. I wanted to have 2 episodes, and I thought, heaven forbid, what am I going to do? Because I filmed and edited, and it took so long to do the subconscious programming episode. It took me ages to render it onto the computer, and I was about to upload it to YouTube, and then the computer died. And so that video's gone. And I thought, oh, wow. But, I got a nudge from the universe, because that was my intention, my goal, my manifesting to get the 2 videos out by the end of August. And I thought, oh, I can use my phone. So I filmed it like I was in my interview room instead of the shop, the live room. And if you go to the channel, you'll find the episode on subconscious programming. And I also managed to get the other episode out on the 31st. I wanted to have it out before the 31st because it's a time-related episode, and I made it as well. So I achieved my goal. I achieved my manifestation. And I'll tell you in a minute what that other episode, if you haven't watched it as yet. She-Wolf says, it's nice to see you back, Kelly. We were wondering where you were the last few weeks. I think she's gone off again. Kelly said she had to work tonight, but she'll be popping in and out. So we'll see if she's here. Lots of love. You get a Matchbox car. That is another one. That's very strange, but that's very true, because people say, oh, I want exactly that. I would love a car. And whether it's a joke or you start digging around in the back room and you'll find a Matchbox car. Very true. A model car. Yes. You've got to be specific. What size is the new hard drive? I don't know. What do you mean? The space? It's a 1 gigabyte. Is it gigabyte? Tetrabyte? I'm quite ignorant with that, but I've got to stop saying that. Otherwise, I might become very ignorant. This one, as I said, is 1,000 gigabytes. Tetrabyte? Gigabytes? That's not right. Maybe you can make out the stuff. Yeah, I thought it was a tetrabyte. It says 1,000 gigabytes, which is a bit, or maybe that is a 1 tetrabyte. There we go. Crowdfund Tom a computer. I think I will need to crowdfund a lot of other things first, but the donation is there. If anyone is able to donate, in fact, I was really thinking of doing a wish list page and putting everything that I need for the shop and everything. Yes. Yeah, I was going to do a wish list page, so to do that. But yes, I was thinking, but if you want, you can always add up the buy me a drink page, because you don't have to just stop at one drink. You can put a certain amount of funds in there. But I will put up a wish list page, which I intend to do, but I am so far behind with that project with the website, because I've just got to get the computer going again, basically. She-Wolf says, I'm really glad you got the computer issues worked out. Thanks. I just need the information back now. Tera, thank you. So 1 terabyte. Thank you. Where is the link to the wish list page? I'm wishing for it to be there. I haven't got the link, and if you mean the drink link, I will put it down there shortly, because I've lost all my information, and I just have to go through my past episodes and past videos to find everything and copy and paste. So I will put all of that in after the video, probably when you've all left, and I'm not going to say it, but you probably know what I'm thinking about. So yeah, but I'll put the link after it for buy me a drink. Yeah, exactly. I'll put the link in afterwards, if that's okay. Great, thank you, Natalie. And She-Wolf, I thought the buy me a drink thing went for alcohol. No. The only time I've been drinking alcohol is basically on this show, although even today I'm not even drinking alcohol. Although I did drink quite a bit of Prosecco yesterday, because someone left a bottle behind and said you can have it, so I did. So I had a real strong sleep last night, you could say. I'll buy me a drink. Thanks, Natalie. Cheers. I hope you've got a drink as well, actually. go watch an older video and you can find the link. Exactly, that's what I will do, but I'll have to pull that up afterwards because it's very fiddly on this thing, unless you want me to do it. But if you've been watching the videos, I did do one on Princess Di. If you've been watching the videos, and that was because on the 31st of August, which is about 4-5 days ago, Tuesday was it? That is when Princess Di left this realm. You can say she died in a car accident in Paris. And as in the video, if you watch the video, I was speaking to someone who was actually saying the picture of his sister's wedding photo went flying across the room. And he was speaking to his mother the next day, and she was telling the story how his sister's wedding photo went flying across the room, and she knew something big was going to happen. And the next day, of course, everyone found out that Princess Di had died in a car accident. And so we think it's the expulsion of energy, but if you watch the video, you'll find out that it wasn't the energy for Princess Di. It was actually something else that really happened. And I think when a big emotional thing does happen, you do have a lot of energy in the air, and it will create things to happen. Or people will start to think of other people and give them an impulse to act on it, and maybe ring them up and find out, oh my God, they passed away, or something like that. Or you'll walk around the corner and bump into someone who will tell you, oh, did you know so-and-so's just passed away? Things like that. Really strange things like that. And things, yeah. And at the moment, I feel I'm on a good vibration of hopefully getting in control. So things will be changing for the better. That's supposed to be a cross finger. Some think the accident wasn't an accident. Conspiracy theories. Exactly. I must admit, it is very suspicious, though. But then again, it might be the documentaries that I've seen. Because they do really... There are a lot of unexplained questions, which does make you begin to wonder what is going on. Because as they say, when there's smoke, there's fire. That was a very interesting video. Oh, the one on Princess Di. Thanks, She-Wolf. Thank you. And actually, I don't know. I don't think I've actually replied to the comments there yet because I've just been so busy. There was a comment on one of my very, very earlier videos, and it's been so long. I really have to delve in to find the answer for that question. Worry dolls, which is something we could probably do with now and then. In fact, take all the worries away. Or Popcorn Percy, or she is still alive and just playing another role like many of the other people in the spotlight. I know what you mean, like Elvis, faking their own deaths. Have I ever witnessed a spirit move anything? No, I haven't. No. Have you? Has anybody witnessed something like that? Yeah, no, I've heard stories, usually on video and YouTube and that sort of thing, but no one that's actually seen one directly. Even my friend, it wasn't him who saw it. It was his mother that saw the photograph just fly off the table across the room. That was a bit interesting, but no, I haven't actually seen anything move. But apparently I hear you do need or the spirit or the entity needs a lot of energy to move things around. Although you sometimes wonder when things go missing. My ring has gone missing again, and it was gone missing. The first time it went missing for maybe about a year, and then it was back in the jewelry box, apparently behind a piece of paper this time. And I don't think it was any living person, because no one has access to my room or my drawers or anything like that. And I thought, it's a bit strange. And I've been looking for this ring since the other day, and I can't find it. And I'm sure I put it in the jewelry box with the watch. The watch is there, but the ring's not there. And I'm sure I've emptied it, and I can't find it. So maybe the spirits needed it for a party or something, and they'll bring it back. We'll see. She says, I've never seen anything move, but my daughter has. Yes. I'm all up for interviews if anyone wants to do an interview and do want to relate their stories. Usually anytime something goes flying around here, there's a cat involved. But if you're in a place where there's no cats, who's involving then? But yeah, sometimes it could be the wind. It could be vibrations. I've seen YouTube videos, and like they've got the shelf with dolls on them, and they will actually picture a doll moving, but there's one picture and you can actually see it. The doll's hand actually goes down. If it moved up, I would be more convinced, but it moved down, which makes me think maybe it's gravity and we were just lucky to see it just fall down. So, but it did move by itself. I got to say that. But then again, it could be vibrations in the floor, someone tapping that something has fallen over, or I like to look at the scientific things first before I jump to the conclusions of entities. And then with most of them, you usually have got an explanation for them, usually. Natalie says, you asked your deceased mum to blow out a candle and then it went out. That was pretty cool. I think so too. That's really good. If you're in that good communication realm, that's really good. I don't know how it is to take advantage of that situation, because you could get your mum to help you out with lots of different things, you know. Yeah, the mind boggles at the what's the word? The limitless outcomes that you can have if you had help from the other side with a lot of things. Actually, I thought of that at one stage. If you did have inside help from the other side, things could happen. But you never know. Some people are really quite lucky, and they'll want this and want that, and it just comes up, and you think, have they got some sort of insider contact with the other side and they're helping them? Or maybe they're just good at manifesting. Who knows? Have you asked your mum to do a few other things, Natalie? I don't know. I ask these questions. I feel like someone's going to reply back to me, and I realize I've got to read a comment. So I hope you've all had drinks and stuff. So I'll write this down because sometimes I forget. So after this, I've got to put the link for the drinks for Princess Di. And that should be it. I think it was. Just trying to think. Why am I blank? Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of unanswered questions with Princess Di. You want the lottery? Yeah, exactly. Ask your mum for the lucky lottery numbers. I mean, for you. I mean, I don't know what you think about getting it ready for a stranger, but yeah, I mean, just like for yourself, or maybe more work. You know, get your mum to whisper something into an employer's ear and think, oh, where's that CV of Natalie's? Yes, there it is. Oh, we'll have to call her in. Maybe something like that. More messages. Natalie says, I used my mum's lottery numbers from her diary and you won £30 the other day. That's really good. Let's 100 times that for you, Natalie. That's good. That's good. Hope they just get bigger each time you take the lottery numbers. That you use the lottery numbers there. That's good. Good news. It's good to hear. It's good to, and also it's really good to hear good stories like this, because I do believe they rub off as well. Mom, can you speak to Nina Gold for me, please? But you've got to tell her what you want her to say, though. And I'm a bit ignorant. Oh, I'm such an ignorant person tonight. Who Nina Gold is. Yeah. So yeah, maybe tell your mum what you want to say to Nina Gold, and she might pass it on. Yeah. So yeah, as I was saying about Princess Di, so all a bit. It probably is just an accident, but there is a lot of unanswered questions which do make you wonder whether there is something more behind it. And everyone thinks it's the Queen, it's the royal family, and then we get further out to national, what is it? MI5, MI6, national intelligence. My mind is really blank at the moment. I'm really sorry. But no one ever thinks about Dodi's side, and they're the more stricter side, you would think. Why doesn't anyone blame the country he's from? That maybe they didn't want Dodi marrying a white woman and all that things. And there's all those rumors that she was pregnant as well, and maybe they didn't want them to have the baby, and so let's get rid of it. No one ever looks at that side. Why don't they look at that side? And everything's on the British side. Top casting directors in the UK. That is Game of Thrones. Oh, well, there you go. Well, tell your mum to have a word in Nina Gold's ear. There we go. That will be good. Yeah. So, yeah, as I said, there's a lot of unanswered questions with Princess Di, and it does look suspicious. I mean, the CCTV cameras on the tunnel, they say there was no film in there, or well, it wasn't filming, and you think that's a pretty easy cop out. And also, the driver of the car was drinking, and he's got quite a responsible job, and he's been driving very important people around. I think he knows better than go drinking, to be honest. That's all very bits. That doesn't sound like it gels with me, and I don't know why they say he was drinking and had alcohol in the blood. It's probably an alien conspiracy, so it falls to UNIT to take care of. Get onto it, Doctor. Yes, is UNIT still around, or has he just gone quiet? Because I don't know if they disbanded. Did they disband at one stage, and that's why we got what's the one with Jack Sparrow in Talkwood or something? Yeah. But yeah, it would be nice to have UNIT. It'd be nice to have Sarah Jane Smith back as well. Was that the actress's name or the character's name? I can't remember. So long ago. I need to take a TARDIS trip back into the past. It's still around. Thank you, Doctor. Is the Brigadier still around? As in UNIT? I think the actor passed away. Yeah, there were quite some favorite people that you really genuinely liked and you cared about. That's good filmmaking. That's it. Thank you, Doctor. Elizabeth Sladen, that's it. It was Sarah Jane Smith, yeah. Elizabeth Sladen was the actress that played her. Yeah, she was one of the really popular assistants. Yeah. Yeah, it's really good when you go to get a good assistant. There was Billie Piper and What was the other one? Emma Pond? Was it Emma Pond? No, it was something Pond. And then, of course, it was that woman that I kept saying, spoilers. What was her name? Come on, doctor, you're good. He passed the daughter. What? He's passed. The daughter took her. Oh, as in the Brigadier. I didn't even know he had a daughter. But thanks for that. I'm so lost with everything. It just got boring after Matt Smith, after he left. It just got boring. And it's not necessarily the actors' fault. I just think it was a bit of everything, the acting and the directing. Amelia Pond, Melody Pond, Amelia Pond. I think I've been calling her something else. Yeah, she was really good. I really liked her. And yeah, that whole scenario that went on, and her boyfriend, who was it? Because I know the guy that was almost second choice. Well, he was like second choice to play that part. And I suppose, I don't know, he said at the time, oh, my life would have changed if I got that part. Well, it would, because he'd be working every day on a film set. But instead, his life went to a different direction. But yeah, so there you go. Amy, that's it. Amy Pond? Karen Gillan. Wonder what they're doing these days. Natalie says, I worked on Doctor Who, David Tennant, the Sontarien Stratagem. We've got an actress with us. Hi, Natalie. That's really good. So the Doctor, do you remember that episode, the Sontarien Stratagem with David Tennant? How was David? Rory Williams. Oh, yes, that's right. That was Amelia Pond's boyfriend in the show. Oh, actually, I think that was the boyfriend, Rory. The hotness of the actress matters too. Ask Doc about Billie Piper. I roll. Yes, but I didn't know anything about Billie Piper when she came on, but she really grew, and they just had that good chemistry between Billie Piper and David Tennant. And well, that's what it is. It's the chemistry, really. That episode was brilliant. The Sontarien, my mind's just so shot at the moment. Yeah. Okay, I'll have to look it up. Oh, that's a message for She-Wolf. And actually, have you gone to the Comic Cons, Doctor? Because I was at one of the Comic Cons, and Billie Piper was having photographs and signing photographs as well. He was lovely. He is a very kind man, good manners. Yeah, the best act. A lot of the good actors are. Oops, what happened there? Lots of love, Doc, from She-Wolf. Wasn't Billy in Penny Dreadful? Oh, I don't know. I didn't see it. I'm just wondering if I saw the first episode and didn't like it. Penny Dreadful. Yeah, that's for those of you who don't know, that's a British series based on the correct me if I'm wrong, I'm having a bad night tonight. They were either magazine serials or newspaper serials on basically they were penny dreadfuls based in the late 1800s, I think, or early 1900s, and you paid a penny for these magazines, and they were like disposable magazines, disposable stories you read and throw them away because they were just very quickly written, and the stories weren't always that good, and that's why they were called the penny dreadfuls. Oh, is that unfortunately no, for the Comic Con? You haven't been. I do suggest going to a Comic Con. It's really good, and do some cosplay. Maybe go as the Doctor, and people dressed up. And if you go to a good Comic Con festival, it's a really good vibe, and there's people dressed up, and yeah, it's just fantastic. And you see all the superheroes, Pokemons walking around. It's really, really good. Oh, right. Yeah, you haven't been to the Comic Cons. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I do recommend it if you can do. Some people actually will work on it so they can get in for free. Like they'll collect tickets or scan tickets in the morning, and then they have the afternoon off and they can do whatever they want. And that way they get to see Comic-Con for free. So a lot of people do things like that as well. So that's a thought. But otherwise, just buy the tickets and go with a group of friends. I think it's really good if you can go with some friends. Yeah. So is there anything else, guys? So I've spoken about my episodes. I got my episodes done. I've got to think of the next ones. And that was the subconscious programming, the Princess Di episodes, the manifesting. I've manifested. Not exactly the way I intended it, but in a way, I suppose I have. Now I just got to have the time to put everything back in the computer, like all my software, like the editing software. I need to put it back into the computer as well. And other softwares that I use. And it's just sitting down and focusing and doing it. And when you're busy all day working on other projects, the time you come home late at night, the last thing you really want to do is, all you want to do is have a good rest, have a drink, and that can even be coffee or something, and have a bite to eat and just watch a movie or something. Well, just forget about the world. That's how I'm feeling at the moment. I want to forget about the world. Did they reload the operating system? If so, what did they load in? Do you mean like Windows 10? That's what I got. That's what I had before, and that's what they've reloaded it. So I've got Windows 10. I've got Office, which I didn't have before. And I think that's about it, really. Yeah, and my browser windows, because I've got Opera and I've got Google and I've got Bing. That's their little plug for those operating browsers. And a bit strange, I've got my games that I did download games ages ago, which I never play. Who's got time to play games? And there's 2 of them here. And I wonder if they just come complementary with. I think they do come complementary with Windows 10. Just lost you. There we are. Tom, are you familiar with the Conjuring house, as in the Conjuring film series? Okay, 10. Is that good or bad? I think it's the latest operating system. The Conjuring house, it's as in the film The Conjuring. Strange you should mention that. I did watch The Conjuring, but I can't remember it at all. I've watched so many films and I can't remember them. So I may have to watch it again. Is that a hint that I should watch it? Here we go. She-Wolf says, I mean the actual house in Rhode Island. No, I haven't seen it at all. I haven't even investigated it or anything. And I am over here, unless you mean for the others on the other side of the pond. Yes, no, I haven't known anything about it. But sometimes, I don't know, sometimes I'm a bit skeptical about those things, but would I spend a night in one of those sort of houses? I'd be up for it if I had company. I don't think I could do it by myself. I should implement what I speak. I should, like whistling. Whistling is a good way to change the vibrations because it's a different vibration. And if you're feeling scared, it's good because it does change the vibration and your mind changes. And if something's coming in on the lower vibration, it gets a bit muffled up. So because you're moved up to a higher vibration. There is a UK Conjuring as well, as in a house or a film, Doctor. Supposedly it's super haunted. Or is that publicity? Group trip. I wouldn't mind that, but that's be in the future. But we put it out there, and we'll see how we go with that. Because there is a few places I would like to visit. Like I said, for some reason I do have an inclination to go and visit Robert the Doll in Key West. for some reason. I don't know why. I feel like he's been misunderstood, but I don't know. It's I just hope he's happy where he is. Good idea, Percy from She-Wolf road trip. But we'll all have to travel from so far, even if it's in the States. If we, let's say Rhode Island, you've all got to come down to Rhode Island to visit. And also with all the quarantine stuff, I believe that you don't really need the 2 weeks quarantine anymore. I'm talking about States and the UK. If you're double jabbed and if you do regular tests. But the regular tests, I've been speaking to a few people, the tests cost quite a bit of money. So that's your tourist dollar. Just keep going up because you're paying for tests to be done every a few days. Oh, I didn't know about that, Doc. Thanks. That's from She-Wolf. Okay. Oh, about the UK Conjuring. Tom, oh, this is for me. What is the closest tube underground near you? Why? Are you going to materialize? Yeah, why, Doc? Do tell. It's all quiet. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Stalker. Oh, that's from She-Wolf. So I can stalk you. Why else? I was just saying, you just want my coordinates, really. I'm central. I don't know if I should say. Well, let's say Vauxhall. So you can look that up. That's the closest one at the moment. Yeah. So there we have it. Anything else, guys? She-Wolf is saying, I'm just kidding, Tom. He's harmless. That's fine. Well, I think we'll all be meeting up one day in the next 18 months. Just curious of what part of London. There you have it. American Embassy. I'm sure there's a time machine in the American Embassy. Natalie says Morden. Morden? Is that where you are? Ah, okay. She-Wolf has a strange story. Do type. I'm sort of like wondering because we're alternating between tube stations and time machines in the American Embassy. Oh, nearest tube, Morden. Thank you. Okay, well, you've got our coordinates, Doctor. And all your stories are strange. I presume he's meaning She-Wolf stories. It's all quiet. I think She-Wolf is typing. I hope so. Can I expect a TARDIS soon, Doctor? Doctor? Oh, if someone could just take me away, I'll be so glad. Regenerate me until I can come back and face the next day. Because that's it. You could, in a TARDIS, you could go away, spend 10 years somewhere. Oh, that's interesting. You could spend 10 years somewhere, come back, and be a minute later, and then you would have aged 10 years. Doctor Who says, when I'm there, I'll pass by the police box in Earl's Court on a regular basis. Oh, do you always like to land in Earl's Court? Some people are obsessed with that show. Some people are. I used to be. Now I got too many other things to do. Not real soon. Maybe 2023 if it works out. That's 18 months. If you're looking at January, February of 2023. There you go. We've got coordinates all quite well. So put it out there. Yeah, and also I think movement will be a lot easier and won't be involved so much prices for testing and things like that. So on that note, She-Wolf, are you telling us your strange story, or you just have a story? So does anyone watch Doctor Who anymore? Because I really lost interest with the last two Doctors, unfortunately. Just hasn't got me in. Just didn't think it was clever with the writing. Oh, She-Wolf's back. I was moving out of my old house and I was alone the whole time. And so you were alone in your old house by yourself, but you've been there for a while, so wouldn't have you it's sort of like you would know the energy around there, though, wouldn't you? I have to go to bed. Have a lovely evening. Okay, Natalie, bye. Yeah, I should be going soon because I've got an early start in the morning. Thanks for joining us, Natalie. Jody is rubbish, so no. Oh, you haven't been watching either. Oh my God, I thought you liked him, but that's a bit sad. Prefer watching Alaskan Truckers. Ooh, what show? She was. I went upstairs to a room that wasn't being used and found a notebook on the floor. Do tell, do tell. Was it your notebook? Was it a notebook that came out of the packing? I put it in a box on the other side of the room and left the room. I went back up there 3 days later and found it back on the floor in the same place it had been originally. Oh, from Natalie. And I would suppose it wasn't easy for it to get right back into the same place again, would it? Like it wouldn't, the wind couldn't have knocked it out, hypothetically, out of the box onto the floor or anything like that. That's a bit strange. And do you have any explanations for that, She-Wolf? And oh, what happened there? Look, the notebook is haunted. Oh, no one had moved it. I had been alone the whole time. So what was in the notebook? Was something trying to get you to read that notebook? Was there particular messages in the notebook that you should have read? Do tell. Natalie says, something in the notebook is a message for you. That's what I was thinking. Maybe that was. Oh, what's happening here? Did you read the notebook? Maybe someone was trying to tell you something. See, we're all asking the same question. Jinx. She-Wolf says, no explanation. I was alone. I hadn't gone back up there until I found it the second time. But what was in the notebook? Suspense is killing me. How are we all going for drinks? Oh. It wasn't my notebook. It belonged to my daughter. I was going to say, did you browse through it? But then again, you may not have done that because you were respecting your daughter's privacy. And did you tell your daughter? And did your daughter look into the notebook, or did she know maybe why what was in the notebook, and was it a message maybe for your daughter? Or maybe, how was your daughter at the time? What was she doing? Was she okay? Maybe it was a sign to say, to get your attention on your daughter at the time. If was anything happening then, and where was your Doctor Who's anticipation? Where was your daughter at the time? It was just strange because there was no way it could have gotten out of the box and gone back to its original spot. Yeah, I'd say it was a bit strange, but I feel there must have been a reason why it went back to that spot. And I'm just thinking like the spirit or the ghost that moved it. At the moment, I am getting really frustrated because you didn't get the message I tried to tell you by leaving the book in the middle of the floor. And you're going to put the book away, and I'll have to put the book back again because you didn't get the message. So because that's what I feel when things move around, they're trying to communicate and do something. But what happens is we all get scared and run away, and they just then get frustrated or angry. I don't know what was in the notebook, but how was your daughter at the time? Was she okay? Because I'm just seeing the symbolism around it. Maybe it wanted to get your attention about your daughter, maybe to ring her up or something. That's I'm just trying to figure out things. My daughter had moved out a year before this happened. Yeah, but I mean, this is what I mean. Did you ring her up in the next few days? Was she all right? Was she looking for her notebook maybe and couldn't find it, and there was something in her notebook she needed to know, and you ring her up and say, very strange thing, your notebook moved around, and she said, oh, I'm looking for that notebook. Maybe it was something like that. I'm just contemplating the possibilities. Well, so many creepy things happened in that house that this was not a shock. Cool. But yeah, so I suppose your daughter was fine with that as well. And there wasn't any necessity to find her or look up your daughter or anything like that. Especially if it's a common occurrence, you think, okay, what's this sign now? What's this happening this time? Well, that's what I would do. I try to communicate and say, all right, what are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to tell me with this book moving back to the same place again? Well, that's what my thought was. So I can only say that nothing else happened after that. So what, did anything else happen? Did you stay long in that house after the incident? Did you finally move out? How long before you moved out? I can't remember telling her about it. She already knew that the house was full of creepy things. Cool. How come you had the notebook? Or how come the notebook was still in the house if she'd moved out? Maybe your daughter needed that book. Oh, quiet. I'm sure she could tell me a lot more things that could have happened in that house. I'm all up for an interview if you'd like to be interviewed, and we could chat about it, or zap me an email and I'll read it out if you don't want to appear on camera. You lived there for 20 years, and the entire time I was there, these things happened. I knew people that lived there before me, and they say the same things I do about it. Wow. Really interesting to find out more. But yeah, I'd like to know why they're moving things like that. Because I just find, what's the point of moving a book to the middle of the floor, it was on the floor, wasn't it? If there's no message, why use all that energy to move something? Yes, do it at an interval. I'm up for it. So yeah, that'd be interesting to find out. Yeah, so I'd just like to delve that little bit more, and I think that's what happens with a lot of people. Like, things happen in somewhere, and people get all spooked and they run away, instead of delving into finding out why it happened. Very much like The Sixth Sense. If you've seen the film The Sixth Sense, Sixth Sense. Yes, definitely do an interview. I'm invested in this story. The strange, creepy things that happen in She-Wolf's house. Yes. Yeah, I'll be up for it. Yeah, but The Sixth Sense, the little boy could see dead people, as the slogan goes. And they weren't really that scary once you really investigated why they were actually appearing. I have no idea why anything was there. I just wanted it gone, but I ended up leaving instead. You did pretty well to stay there for 20 years, I can tell you. So you weren't but surely you were able to live in harmony because you were there for so long. And I think that's the thing. If you make your peace with the entities, the spirits, usually I think they don't mind living together. It would take a year to go through all the things in that house. I have lots of episodes in time. Naturally, it'd be a few, but it's totally up to you if you want to do it or not. So on that note, anyone got anything else to contribute? And if not, I might leave it. And I'll have to think about what next episode to put on the channel. And I'll see what happens with my next week's live, because I think my flatmate might be home. And whoops, I didn't make peace with mine. I just threw them out instead. You threw the spirits out. How'd you do that, Doctor? Did you actually say, like, spirit be gone? Or did you get an exorcist in? Exorcist? Is that the right word? A priest in to exorcise it? Or a medium or something like that? And that's a wrap. Oh, okay. Looks like that was the end of that question that I asked. Okay, well, it looks like we're all off. Thanks for joining us. It's been really good. Glad to have this chat, and we covered a few things, which was nice, and spirits and manifesting and that sort of thing. So I'm going to say goodbye to you all, and have a good week. Put it out there for something, and I hope you get it by next week. I order them out with the authority of being the homeowner. That's good. I can relate to that. Yeah, I can relate to that. So on that note, I'll see you all. So have a good week, and more notes coming. I'm glad we got to meet up tonight. Have a good week to all. Me too. And thanks for the contribution, She-Wolf, and everybody else. Have a good day from Popcorn Percy. So good night, and have a good week, and stay well and happy.